if someone came to me last year and told me that they're going to give me the information that I'm about to give you guys in this video for $1,000, I would have probably paid it 10 times. And this is without me being extremely biased, because I'm going to show you exactly how I went from literally only charging 1K, 1.5, maybe 2K a month, doing tons of work, dealing with tons of stressful clients, to transitioning to becoming a hybrid consultant and pretty much charging like over $7,000 up front, actually doing less work. And it might sound crazy to you. You might be like, oh, how does that make any sense? But what if I even told you? That's not even the crazy part. What if I told you after that I would charge 3K, 2.5 or 3.5 plus performance of what I was bringing in for my clients, doing less work? And then on the side, I had weekly recurring revenue that was pretty much bringing in, like, I would say at its peak, almost like 10K a month in recurring just to talk to people. And you might not be able to fathom this. You might be thinking to yourself, how's it doing this? Okay, you're a super smart guy, you've probably done this a couple of times. What if I told you I'm literally just 20 years old and this stuff is not stuff that is like new or anything that has been like invented out of nowhere? I've literally just copied what people at the top were already doing, but just doing it at a different level, to the point that I'm not just listening to, hey, go do this from X guru. I'm actually listening to what they're doing and implemented it in my own niche, and it's made me a ton of money. And just to show you guys this, I put some screenshots here of what I was charging people way back, like almost a year ago. This is why invoices. I was charging people $600 a month. He paid me like 3K upfront for like 3 months, which is basically like 1K a month. And this is basically what I was charging, guys. And I went from that to be basically charging this now, like 3,500 twice, which is like 7K upfront for some of the things I've been able to do. Keeping clients for longer, getting them better results, and actually getting them getting more case studies, being more leveraged, and actually working less. Because what I realized is, if you use the model and if you use the systems I'm about to tell you in this video, you actually end up working less but making more. And it doesn't take you to the point where you have to be doing this thing for a year to transition. I just didn't know the information. So what I'm about to show you is not just information that's made me a lot of money. It's gonna save you probably a year of trial and error by doing it the longer way. So what am I actually saying? So this video is going to be important because what I'm about to share is basically taking me from constantly churning clients every single month, having to compete on price because I was running a content agency before, telling people like, oh, this guy can do it for cheap or something like that. Hearing my clients tell me there's no ROI, so I can't keep paying for this. Literally feeling like shit and anxious every single time that my clients are going to leave me every single day. And sometimes I still get that when I had that feeling before, but nowadays I just don't, because it's completely eliminated with this model I'm about to show you guys. And guys, I'm not the type of guy to flex with lifestyle stuff. If you've seen my stuff for the first time, you probably don't know much, but I rarely show these things. But I feel like it's important to show that I actually live a pretty decent life. This was in Geneva, this is in London, this is Marbella, this is one of expensive restaurants in London, and I don't necessarily do these things. And guys, I literally just came from Nigeria. I was like, 6 years ago, I was literally in Nigeria playing ball in the sand and stuff like that. So it's like, I'm not special, I'm not different, I'm not like completely like out of this world. I just followed the principles. I've been signing clients, paying me 3K to 7K up front, getting weekly recurring revenue, way more free time to do what I want whenever I want, 4 to 5 hour work days, clients that respect me, that actually respect what I do, pretty much get the things that I want to do. If I want to buy something, I can, pulling over 31K a month and travel around Europe. And I just checked, literally just this year alone, just to show you guys as well too, like real data moving around, like numbers, just this year alone, I've made, let me go back to the Figma, over 111 grand or something like that, which is kind of crazy. And I didn't even realize this on just till today. And last year, that's probably what I was able to pull. So I'm credible. So watch this video all the way to the end, and implement what I'm about to tell you, because it's going to make a substantial difference into your business. Okay, now flexing and everything aside, let me just get right into it. What am I explaining? So what I was doing before, when I was charging 600, 1,000 a month, 1.5, something like that, I was selling done for you offers to individuals. And the thing about this is that this is a really good start. Like, most people should start this way. You shouldn't do anything else I'm about to tell you in this video as a start if you haven't gone through this stage yet. Because what most people need to do is they need to learn how to sell done for you offers, because you need skills. You can't teach people stuff if you don't have skills. If you don't know what the hybrid consultant stuff is, I'm going to explain that a little bit later and how it's actually made me a ton of money. But what you guys need to understand is to make money in this day and age, you need skills. You need to be able to offer skills. That skill offering, the medium can be whatever. It can be through information. It can be through you doing physical work for them. It can be through access. The medium can be whatever. However, you need to start doing it for other people so you can understand the skill itself. So when you started out, what I was doing is I was writing scripts for people. I was connecting them to editors because I didn't know how to edit myself, and editors are cheap anyways. And I was just like, making content, signing them, whatever. And the level of operations to maintain a good service delivery. So what that basically means is that the amount of time, effort, and energy you need to maintain good service delivery, to maintain keeping your clients and getting them good results, would only go up the more money you make, basically. So obviously, as you start out, it's going to be low because you're going to be doing most of it. You're not going to have too much clients. But as you scale up, as you start signing more and more clients, the level of operations you do with a done for you offer to individuals, basically normal everyday people that just want to scale up their coaching businesses and whatnot, it goes up. And those were the types of people I was working with, exclusively coaches that had programs, offers, and people that wanted to like scale up their stuff. Okay, so that's what I was doing. So I was doing this up until the point, I think 10K a month, 11K a month or something like that. And I think at there, I just started to hit like a plateau. I was like, this is like, how am I supposed to scale this to like 50 or like 30K a month? Like, I'm doing so much work. And I was thinking to myself, oh, I need to hire more people. But when you're at that stage, you can't afford to hire good people. You're still going to be looking at them. You're still going to be making sure they're doing good work. You're still going to be like on their ass. So you can't afford to like get amazing talent straight away. So what I did is I was like, okay, cool, I need to transition. So what I did is I figured out the things that were stopping my clients, from getting an ROI, because I was constantly losing clients. Like, people will come in maybe after a month or 2. Usually 2 months they leave because they're like, hey, I'm not getting an ROI from this. Usually 1 month they're like, oh, we're testing stuff out. Month 2 is like, I'm not really seeing good stuff. And then month 3 invoice comes in and they're like, yeah, I don't want to like continue for month 3. And they're like, that's usually how it works with content agency. If you've been like that, you can probably relate to that. Honestly, it sucks, but that's just how it is. So what I was trying to figure out was like, okay, cool, obviously these coaches, they're making money from this stuff. How are they doing it? And I started to reverse engineer, and I started to add different things to my offer that made it a little bit more enticing without actually doing more work. And the way I did this was not by adding more deliverables of like, hey, I'm gonna give you and I'm gonna write a lead magnet for you, I'm gonna build out a funnel for you. What I did is I did those things obviously to learn it, but what I did is I SOP'd it. What that basically means is that I made it into a document or an operating procedure. Basically what that means is that I put it into like a step-by-step guide, and instead of me just doing the work, I just told my clients to follow the SOP or like use this document, and it would actually work. And then what ended up happening is I just needed to make that once, and I just kept reusing those same assets over and over again. So for example, if you guys don't know much about like what I do and like in terms of like how I actually operate, I actually have like a mentorship or something like that. But basically I'm just gonna explain what this is. So let me go to my school, guys. This is super important. So let me go over here and go into school. So this on its own is a mentorship that I offer, but in reality, this was actually my SOPs that I was giving to my clients. I was giving my clients SOPs on what VSLs they need to make, what sales assets do they make, how they can get warm calls, how they can set up their freebie funnels, examples of good VSLs. I was writing this stuff down. I was giving them templates of what they need to do, like templates of good VSLs, templates of good sales assets, blah, 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 blah. Because I was writing this stuff and I was giving it to my clients. I was like, hey, this is going to help you. And what I realized is that information itself is actually value. So this had a price tag. People were buying because of this, and I didn't actually realize. I thought all the time it was like, oh, I have to do my service, I have to do everything to get access. But people were mainly buying because they had the access to information. So what ended up happening was my offer didn't become like a done for you thing where I was just doing everything. It actually transitioned into a done with you offer. And what ended up happening is my level of operations to maintain the level of money I was making started reducing. Even though I did bring on people to like obviously help with delivery and stuff like that, it wasn't crazy. I brought on like a script writer to basically like help like with the scripts, but it's like I SOP'd that and clients could do it, but obviously I just removed that so they don't have to do it themselves. So it's like I did that, and I realized that, hey, I'm not actually working as much. Like I was putting like pretty much like, I think it was like 20, 25, and I wasn't working. I was working less than what I was doing when I was making 11K, and people were paying me more. So in my head, I was just like, wait, what is going on? Because I didn't really understand what was going on over here. I was just given this stuff, and I was like, hey, I have an SOP for that. People were like, wow, that's amazing, that's so sick, I'll just follow this. But then what I realized is that this actually has value, because I saw people charging like, thousands of dollars, guys. I'm like, if you guys also want to get access and see those SOPs, just DM me on IG, just DM me hybrid, and I'll just send you like, I'll send you how the actual like mentorship stuff actually works, like how I come in and pretty much like help people like build these systems into businesses so they can make like a similar transition. But anyways, what I realized is I see what these guys like Charlie Morgan, Elon selling all this information, and then I realized that the information actually has value. It's not just a document, because I was thinking it was just a document, it's not going to do anything, but it's like, it's changing people's lives. So what I realized is I need to incorporate this into my offer. So let me just explain to you guys, when you're doing done for you guys, you're always in constant competition. You always have clients treating you like you're basically, they're slaves. Like, realistically, that's just how it is. You have to constantly manage expectations all the time. Like, hey, they come in, they have high expectations, you have to like bring it back down, and then they get upset. They're like, oh, I paid you this much money, and then it's like you always have to keep doing that. You have to deal with big teams and holding them accountable as well too for the mission. Like, you always have to be constantly meeting up with them. I know there's some people that want to build like, corporations of like 20, 30, 50, 100 people, but for me, I just want to build something that's lean, pretty much spits out like 30K a month like profit, because that's pretty much all I need to live. And if you guys have bigger goals than that, that's completely fine. But it's like, for most people, that's probably what they want. They don't want to be doing anything crazy. And you always have to be hiring people, you need to find people, and then at a certain point your margins just get low if you're not doing it properly, especially if you're only charging retailers. This is me. I was literally signing a client, videos aren't performing, I found someone to do it cheaper, blah blah blah. And guys, this isn't the flywheel that a lot of people are actually in. They do the cold outreach to sign clients, they sign the clients, they work their ass off to make their money. Maybe they make money, maybe they get results, maybe they don't, but you're always constantly working regardless. Like, you always think it's in the back of the mind, maybe I can bring on someone else to do this for me. Maybe they're not actually doing that much work. Maybe I can get someone to do this for cheaper for me. Then after 3-6 months, they probably just churn. Sometimes even quicker. For me, it was like 2 months, like usually 2 to 3 months. So when they have to like the next thing, they're just like, I don't know. But then I transitioned. I did done with you work, became a hybrid consultant, where I did content, code outreach, and I did ads, obviously, to sign clients. Then I built out infrastructures. And by the way, it's not me trying to say, oh, I'm doing that. It's like, what I mean by build is like, I give them the thing first, my SOPs, my documents, and I build it for them, build it once, and then they just manage the stuff, and they use the information I provide them to basically manage it. They make way more money, they get better results, and they're not constantly on your neck, because they know they have the information and the tools to get success, and they know it's not dependent on you. Because the problem if you're doing it for individuals, and like, because you can still do like done for you agency work for individuals and make a lot of money. Like, you can do it for like corporate companies that are doing like 500 mil a year. You're basically managing their ads. They don't want to look at this stuff, like, you're fine. But if you're not going to be doing that, obviously, if you're just doing it to everyday people, then it's like, it becomes a problem. And then what ends up happening is they keep paying you for the more value you provide. So the more value you provide, so if you're constantly providing and you're constantly making content, you're constantly being better, people are going to keep paying you because they want more access to the information and the stuff that you have. So they get better results. You use those results to market more, and they only leave you guys, like, they only churn. Let's say, for example, if you're pricing weekly, which is what I was doing, if you're only still doing as well, if you want to like learn how that stuff is, you can just DM me hybrid. Anyways, they only churn if there's not enough value, if they're not providing them enough value, if they don't have the money to keep paying you. That's the only time they'll churn. They're never going to churn and say it's your fault or something like that. They're only going to be like, okay, cool, I had the tools, I had the information, maybe I don't have enough money to continue, which is fine, which is way better than making someone money. Because guys, I've literally had clients where I was doing the done for you stuff, and I made them like 40K in a single month, and they only had to pay me 3. And then they didn't want to continue because they thought to themselves they can do it themselves. And the reason that happens is because I didn't provide them the information. I was still stuck in this done for you flywheel. And there's a lot of people that I know that's still stuck in this flywheel as well too. So when I switched, way better results, people liked me more, people stayed longer as well too, and I actually worked less. So how does that work? So basically, I had constant headaches signing with these people, and then I transitioned into the hybrid consultant. And if you don't know, this is my manifesto, and if you guys want like a picture of this, you can go on Instagram, you see there, my link is going to be in the description, you just search me up. We build cash flowing assets that are low leverage and then bring in recurring revenue every week. We productize our skill sets. We pretty much like get what we have. We get our knowledge and we put that into SOPs. We don't work more than 4 to 5 hours a day because realistically your deep work is only going to take you that much. We get paid for our time and our inputs. We get to pick and choose our clients, which is a big thing. We don't experience burnout often because we're not working crazy hours. We track prospects. We don't chase. We make content. We make assets that bring people in, build systems and processes to support our clients, support our skill sets. And then we build an audience of buyers who still seek our skill sets every single day. That's what allowed me to build persistence and processes and scale, and led my transition to becoming a hybrid consultant easy, because I figured it out by accident. I just had a document because I was like, hey, this is probably just going to make my clients life easier. I gave it to them, and then I realized that document itself is actually value. The insights that you have in your head is actually value. Like this video on its own is actually value. And then once I made that switch and I started to productize that more, I just made more money and I actually worked less, honestly. And obviously I went out to build something that was actually not based on done-for-you services for my time. I built it based on value and systems, and I pretty much help my clients, like, you know, do it together instead of just doing everything for them. And that's basically the hybrid protocol. So if you don't know what that is, that's pretty much a collection of all of my systems that I build for my clients. My appointment setter systems are there. My sales systems are there, and these are like crazy. Like I go in depth and I actually build this stuff out for people. Like for example, if I just show you what one of the pre-call workflows look like, it's actually gonna like blow your mind. Like for example, this is one workflow that we pretty much build out for clients that makes them like a ton of money in terms of like how we get them results. And it's just like detailed to the T. And it's like this way, it was way more easy to get clients results because it wasn't dependent on my time and expertise, because stuff happens. I had days where I would be sick and I would want to be able to like talk to my clients and everything just felt off. But if you have these SOPs already made, the clients are not dependent on you, and you don't feel like you owe it all the time to like be there, show up. You can have off days. You can have days where, for example, you can say, hey, 3 days I just want to go to Geneva and chill. Or you can have days where you just want to go to Marbella and chill. Like, for example, I'm thinking of going to Germany. It's like I can have days where I can just be like, hey, let me go to Germany and chill. Because I built out these systems and they're not reliant on my time and expertise. Obviously, your time and expertise is important. I'm not saying that people shouldn't get access to you, because people do get access to me as well too in, you know, the stuff that I sell. But it's not, the results is not dependent on me. They don't have to hop on calls every single day for them to get results, because everything's SOP and systematized. So that's basically what I did. And the transition part honestly wasn't that scary. All I just had to do was sit down, pretty much build out all of my systems and processes that I had from agency, make them into like documents. And maybe it just took me like a couple of days to like just send those assets and build those out. And then once I had that thing that was valuable, people will honestly just DM me for the information, and it's made people thousands of dollars. And it's in a simple consumable format, and it's very copy and paste. Like I literally have systems where people just have to click a button and it will just duplicate the system for them, and it's that simple. So if you want to learn more about that, and also if you want to learn like how I've been able to make this transition and profit pretty much like 25-30K a month, like there's gonna be a link in the description to just DM me the word hybrid. And the funny part is, if you don't make the transition now, you're gonna do it eventually, because eventually when you want to scale, you're gonna figure out this bottleneck. So it might not be occurring to you right now, but eventually you're gonna have clients that are giving you constant headaches. You're making decent money, but you're working way more, and you would obviously want to do this. So if you want to do that, there's links down below. You can just DM me a hybrid on Instagram. I'll send you like a document that pretty much like explains what I do. So I'm basically like made like a document that just like breaks down how you can make like your next 25K profit. Pretty much goes over it. If you want to read through this document, just DM me. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So hope you enjoyed this video, guys. Hope it was insightful, and hope it was super like eye-opening. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Peace.